Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Look at that high priestess. This is a lot of intuition. You're somebody with a very strong connection with spirit. You've been kind of psychic your whole life, right? I feel like you've always been able to sort of shut things off, shut off the internal chatter, and receive the light from the divine. The downloads, the message from the universe, the instructions of the guardian angel, whatever it is, the message from the ancestors, spirit guides, very active in your life. Okay? I think that you're someone who you didn't always trust in your intuition. You didn't always trust the message from above, the message from the divine, you know. You were always able to receive it, but then it's kind of like, I'm going to go my own way, you know. I wonder how that has worked out for you in the past, because I know that anytime I ignore the intuition or the message from the guardian angel, my life kind of, it doesn't go so well, right? Let's just put it that way. So I think that you're somebody who over time has learned to trust in yourself, trust in capital S, right? Trust in true self, higher self, guardian angel, God, goddess, deity, whatever is sending that light down and giving you those messages. Okay, this is a very good card. It is the card of secrets being revealed. Yeah. I think that's that's part of the message that's standing out to me today, is the secrets are being revealed, and we're with open arms, like we're ready for the truth. We're ready for the secret, even if it is not exactly going to make us terribly happy, right? But maybe it will. Let's see. We're going to put this card into some context, see what else is going on. All right. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Oh, that's pretty good. That is a Princess of Pentacles. Okay. We have a Prince of Wands. We've got the Chariot card, a Three of Pentacles, and the Star card. Whoa. Yes, that's very nice. It feels to me as if Spirit has given you a very good message. Now, I'm going to move this over. I don't think that doesn't look so good over there. Maybe over here. It's my little name tag that we found this at an amusement park recently. My wife got that for me. It has my name on it, and it's nice. Virgo, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Let's put the rest of our cards out, but right away, this is good. Okay. This is Spirit sort of giving you it's sort of Spirit is giving you a treasure map, and X marks the spot. And the Princess of Pentacles is that place or that thing or that, I don't know, the venue or the location that is going to be the most prosperous for you, right? I think that this is really saying that, look, there is a big payday coming for you. It's like a little secret. It's like a little bit of spiritual insider trading. There's a secret. There's a big payday. It's right here, right? So you just have to go here and put in the work, and this is it. Okay? Spirit's revealing to you where to start digging for that pot of gold. Yeah, very nice. Let's see what else we've got. Three. Oh, look at that. The Three of Pentacles and a Three of Cups. All that hard work, all that celebration. It's worth the effort, right? Empress energy too in the environment. Well, that, I should have said this before. The Princess of Pentacles is the potential. This is that dark, barren, sterile, empty landscape. It's the empty lot, right? It's the pit. You know, watch that show, Parks and Rec. This is the pit behind Anne's house. It has the potential to be something great, but just someone's got to do the work to do it, to make something, build something there. The Princess of Pentacles has a lot of potential under the surface. All that verdant energy is just about to return. And when it does, what does this card transform into? Empress. Yeah, this is good. This feels like a little bit of spiritual, I don't want to keep saying the phrase because I'll get in trouble, but this feels like you're getting the secret. It's being revealed to you exactly where to start digging, exactly where to put in work to get this. And it's also very auspicious for you, very fortuitous, because the High Priestess is card number 2 of the tarot, right? What's right behind the High Priestess? Card number 3. Card number 3 is the Empress. The High Priestess shows you the way to your big payday, right? To this best life, this Empress life. Okay? It's showing you where to dig for the gold. That's what, and of course in the other, the Rider-Waite-Smith High Priestess card, you can sort of see the pomegranates behind the High Priestess, right? And that's a reference, of course, a reference to the Empress card. She's showing you the way. Okay? Let's put the rest of our cards out here. Hanged Man. And very good fire energy with a Queen of Wands, right? So it's kind of like all of your efforts, all of your hard work, all of your dedication, all of your sacrifice is giving you control, the authority. This is like the successful business person, right? This is somebody that has built themselves up into this stature, that you've earned this success. You have a right to be proud of yourself because you've put in the work and you've succeeded. This is kind of like, well, this is living the dream right here. This is like someone who just takes a chance, puts in the hard work, and is successful. Yeah. I think this is a lot of karma for you. I think that you've gone through many versions of this in some way. Okay? And this is the payday, right? Big, big payday. Very, very close. We're going to select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, and we're just going to set it down over here. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end. Okay? It will tie everything together and bring us that confirmation. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look around the room one more time. On the horizontal plane, major, 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 and this road seems like it either culminates in the Hanged Man or in the Empress. Okay? So this sort of flow of energy is telling me that you're following your destiny here. That you are committed to what the High Priestess is telling you, what this insider information is. High Priestess is showing you the way. And you're following that light. You're following that instruction. Following your North Star, right? Following your destiny. Fulfilling your fate. Now, the Hanged Man in this case is either you rejecting it, relinquishing it, giving it up, right? Choosing not to do it, or choosing to do it. Okay, and just like at the beginning, I can give you plenty of examples. I'm not going to, of how if I do not heed the message of my guardian angel, my life ends in suffering and calamity. Right, my path, ends up in that sort of state. When I do follow the instructions from Spirit, and that intuition, or that the ancestors, or the guide, or whatever you want to call it, spirit guide, things have ended up in a much more preferable state. All right, we'll put it that way. And I kind of feel that that's the road you're going. You can either heed this and get your Empress, or you can sort of reject it and you can get the suffering of the Hanged Man. Of course, the Hanged Man in this case is what you do not want. Sometimes, yes, the Hanged Man is a very good card. The Hanged Man can be surrender. And sometimes surrendering to the will of the universe, going with the flow, doing the trust fall with the universe, and just falling back into your fate. And yes, it could be a very good card, right? in the position of sort of the difficulty here. We could still look at it that way. Maybe the difficult thing for you is to trust in this process, to trust in what Spirit's telling you. I don't think so, though, because watch. We've got major, 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 major. We've got fire. We've got water. We've got there's no air. There's no doubt. There's no confusion. There's no mental issues here with in terms of like your conscious mind or your so-called rational mind disagreeing with Spirit. See, sometimes Spirit will prompt us to do something or go a certain way, but our thoughts, our internal chatter, will say, "No, you don't want to do that." It's like we have two puppets, right? The angel and the devil on our shoulders. And we get sort of led astray by our conscious mind. It's be like, well, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Spirit, but logically speaking, it makes more sense that I just do this and this and this, But I don't see that here. There's no swords cards. So what I said at the very beginning about the high priestess, that you have this ability to shut off the chatter and just listen to what Spirit is telling you. And going in that direction, allowing yourself to be guided by that spiritual light. Okay. And then the hanged man becomes, of course, a self-imposed suffering. Yeah. Because if we do not follow Spirit, or the Spirit guide, or the guardian angel, or the ancestors, whatever you want to call it, whatever that divine energy is in your life, if we do not follow it, we will end up in this suffering, and it's our own darn fault, right? And I would concur with that statement, because any time that I've ended up in a bad spot in life, it's like, yeah, I got myself here. I got to get myself out of this, It's sort of it could be a relinquishing of our attainments. It's kind of saying, yes, I've attained this empress status, but now I'm going to renounce it all. I'm going to give it all away. I'm going to sacrifice all of that, the same way that a bodhisattva might reject these spiritual attainments to stay here on this plane and to help others. That I'm not going to enjoy my liberation until everybody can be liberated. I want to be the one that's ushering people across the river here. Okay, so that's part of your nature, right? But I think that Spirit is reminding you of the difficulty that you may have in accepting your own sort of benefit, accepting the joy, accepting the abundance here, right? You might be somebody who gets a sort of big bonus or a big tip at work or something, right? And just think, well, it's not for me, it's for everybody else, And that's a wonderful quality. It really is. But you also have to sometimes take it for yourself, because you've earned it. And I think that's what the star card is really saying, that, look, you've done that karmic work. You've done the spiritual work, and you deserve your empress. You don't have to invoke that hanged man and sacrifice your achievements here, or to sacrifice the fruit, right, of your labors. Because we see at the end, you have that stature of that very proud person standing very, very tall, towering above everybody else, right? And sometimes we don't want that energy. I don't want to tower above everybody. I don't want anybody to look up to me. I don't want to have that I don't want to be that prideful, right? I think Spirit's saying that, look, you've earned the right to be proud of yourself. You've earned, through the work, through your suffering, through all of this, you've earned the right to be proud of yourself. You have built yourself up into this stature, this grandeur. Okay? And I think Spirit wants you to enjoy that. We got that 3 of Cups, right? So we don't have any air energy, but we do have earth and earth, all right? And the Princess of Pentacles, like I said, is that realm in your life right now, that venue, that environment, that thing, that investment, that place, that person, that business, I don't know what it is, showing you where in your life there is that pot of gold It's under the surface. Looking at it doesn't look like anything. It looks like a pit, right? I forgot, would they even build in that pit? I think it was a really nice park, right? And it just seems like it's just an empty hole, right? There's nothing there. There's no life. There's no verdant energy here. It's hiding under the surface. And how do you know? You know, you've got your, what is it, a divining rod or a dowsing rod. You're locating that you got your metal detector, you know. And in this sense, the high priestess is your metal detector, okay, showing you where to dig. And this, it may not look like much, but that's where the gold is, okay. Under the surface, you got your Knight of Wands. This is some Leo energy, right? And this to me is, it's your ability to work hard. It's your ability to show up every day. You don't lose interest, you know. You're seeing something through till the very end here. So in other words, you start digging. After an hour or two, you don't find anything. Well, you keep digging because you trust. Because you know that this is it. You've surrendered to this. You've done that part of the hanged man work, right? You're trusting in the process, and you're saying, I know it's here. If it takes me all day, if it takes me all night, it's here. You're sustaining your interest and your effort. You're not someone that quits after half an hour and says, it's not here. Somebody else is going to come along behind you and find the gold, right? And so this is a very strong work ethic. This is somebody who, when you commit to something, you stick with it. You stick with it until the very end. I think even in your life, it's sort of like it's up to the other party to say, okay, you're done, because you'll never stop. It's like you need some energy that comes and says, okay, you've done it. That's enough. You can ease back now. You can ease down, Ripley, because you'll just keep going and going and going, even if maybe it happens in relationships too, where long after the relationship should have ended, you're still there trying. Okay? And it's a very wonderful quality, and especially wonderful quality if it is something that is going to reward you, if it's something that has this sort of pot of gold, right? If we know that there is this big payday at the end, then yes, by all means, work your butt off, right? Do not stop until you get it. Yeah. Now, I like that we have, the Leo energy, right? It's a fixed fire energy. This is a mutable fire energy or a Sagittarius energy. What do we need? A cardinal energy, right? Well, we've got the Cancer energy here. This is cardinal water, right? This is the beginning of something, the middle, and the end. And I love that. I think this is absolutely perfect. You're devoting yourself to the right situation, the right person, place, or thing, the right empty lot, the right pit behind Anne's house, okay? Shout out to Rashida Jones. I heard she's a fan of the channel, but I'm not sure what sign she is, actually. Anyway, she's a Cancer, I don't know. The Chariot card here is that devotion. It is that commitment. It's that, we've gotten all of our stuff loaded onto our vehicle, and we're going in that direction. Nothing's going to stop us. It's the beginning of the path that we've set out. When you first get in the car on the road trip, everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. We're singing songs. We've got our snacks. We're looking out the window. We got the music on. The windows are down. It's nice, right? Give it an hour. Everyone's going to be miserable. And the vibe is going to just sink, But you don't give up. You don't quit. You keep driving, right? Maybe people need to take a nap, whatever it is. And you see something through till the very end. You have the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable energies here. But it has to be something that you're in love with. There's cardinal water. There's the passion here, right? The devotion begins with a love, with a heart, right? There's something very precious in this orb that the charioteer is carrying. Okay? And that, I think, is your will, your aspiration. That is your spirit. Okay. I think that this is also in similar kind of vein of the star card. I think that you've been kind of in a situation like this more than once, and maybe even sort of the last iterations of things. We have sort of deviated from what Spirit has been telling us. We've gone our own way. The rational mind sort of changed course a little bit, and it didn't quite work out the right way. But now I think you are, in this particular iteration, this trip around the merry-go-round, you're doing everything right. It's to me, kind of feels like a Groundhog's Day. You've seen that movie, Bill Murray, one of my favorite actors. In that movie, he repeated the same day over and over and over again. And he learned through the course of the movie that he was supposed to do everything in a certain way. And it's been a long time since, I don't know if it was something that was it changed his character for one thing. But it's kind of like he had to do everything right, everything perfectly. And then the way I saw it was he had to really follow that intuition or follow that divine guidance and not let his sort of human mind, ego, do something a little bit different, some kind of an aberration from that divine plan. Because then he'd wake up, he'd have to do it again tomorrow. And I think that's the same way that we keep getting into the same situations over and over and over again. I don't think it's literally a time loop Groundhog's Day for you. I hope not. If it is, I guess I'll see you again tomorrow. It feels more like we have the same relationships over and over and over again. Different people, different times, but it's the same thing. We go after these goals. We try to get this really big win. We go after the pot of gold, and it doesn't quite work out. Something goes wrong along the way. Somehow we get off track. Well, then we sort of do it again. Maybe it is the same project for you. But the idea here is that the more we trust in Spirit, the more we allow ourselves to be guided, and in your case, not a single swords card. Not a single swords card, right? And that to me is really special, because that shows that, hey, this might be the time where we're not interfering at all with this. That this is Spirit here. And we have a lot of major arcana, right? I mean, in fact, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's half the cards, right? So I feel like this is really something where we've just sort of, it's like we're not even holding the wheel. I'm not even getting involved at all. Spirit's driving the boat. Spirit's directing the ship. The ship is following the starlight. You're navigating by the stars. And it's easy to navigate by the stars when there's no cloud cover, when there's no heart and mind interference, right? It's not so easy to see the star when you're in the middle of a storm, right? Especially when you have this emotional or mental chatter going on. The turbulence of the sea and the storm above you, and you can't really navigate very well. I think you're experiencing a very clear sky in your life. The divine message, the path forward, the light from that star. See, this is the star. This is the light coming down from the star. And this is you directing your boat. This is how we're actually traveling in this thing, right? In order to, of course, arrive at the destination that we are, sort of being led to, where our pot of gold is, where our treasure is, where our Empress life will grow. Okay? And the Hanged Man is very, very poignant here. Because look at the attitude of the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. They're very similar. They're in almost a similar attitude, gesture, right? And I think what it's really saying is you can either accept the starlight or you could reject the starlight. And rejecting the starlight, well, leads to more suffering, leads to another, I guess I got to try it again next year, right? It leads to the uncomfortable calamity or suffering in our lives. Following the starlight, allowing that light in, allowing it to show you. It's kind of like a spotlight coming down from Spirit, showing you exactly where to dig for treasure, and that brings us to our Empress energy. Now, the Three of Pentacles up above everything is part of your work ethic. This is you doing the work, right? This is you understanding that if there's a potential in something, it's up to us to bring it out. We can't just sit here and wait and just staring at the canvas, right? Waiting for the painting to appear. No, we've got to get involved. We've got to move our bodies. Yeah. So I think you're somebody who is very in touch with the earth element. Of course, you're a Virgo. You should be, right? I think that this is a focus on your body, intentional movement. I think that you have a strong sense of the body awareness. Yeah, you probably do the body scanning, the yoga nidra. You understand what's going on with your body. You're very in tune, very in touch with your body. Your body is sending you messages, right? And maybe that's how you experience some of this intuition or some of this guidance from Spirit. Maybe you feel it in your body. You feel certain things. If you're not doing the right thing, maybe you get a little tummy ache, right? If you are doing the right thing, maybe there is some other sort of sensation that's taking place. I feel that you really connect with your body. This kind of feels like the dowsing rod. I think that's what it's called, where you're holding it and it's going to point to where the water is. And I think you can feel that. I think you feel you feel a pull. You feel a magnetism viscerally when you're in the right place. You feel it's like, when you're a kid, you're playing that game, you're getting warmer, oh, getting colder. It's a feeling, right? It's a sensation. And I think that's probably how you experience a lot of your divine energy, is through the physical sensations. Okay. The Three of Pentacles is also the knowledge that this is going to take work. Okay, and that I think is the very important thing. These two cards together, strong work ethic. It's basically fire to earth manifestation. If you're looking for your pot of gold, you got to do the digging. Spirit's going to show you where it is. But Spirit may hand you the shovel, but you got to do the digging. All right? It has to come through your physical actions in order to unleash this. Now, we got the Star card right in the middle of the table today. This is the central card on the tarot table today. It is the Axis Mundi, the pole star. It is the galactic center. It is your North Star. That's how we're navigating. Okay? And I think that I feel like this is major karma at work here, especially with the Star card, because there are two phases to the Star card. The first phase is where we let the light in. It shows us where our blockages are. It shows us where our weak spots are. It shows us where our buttons, they get pushed. It shows us the knots of karma that we've got to work on. And once we start working on that stuff internally, our spiritual development, psychological, emotional development, then we notice that light starts to shine out into the world. And it does act as a bit of a spotlight, showing us something that we need to walk toward. However distant, it kind of illuminates a path for us that we can choose to follow or not follow. It's always going to be a choice, And I feel that the more you do this internal karmic work, the more you have a relationship with your own spiritual practice and your own spiritual psychological work and development, the more you're able to clearly see the light, the spotlight that Spirit is shining. It could be of just a couple feet in front of you. It could be a week, a year in front of you. You can see it. It could be very distant in time or space. And I think you're choosing to follow this. Okay. Brings us over to the path of the serpent. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is free to subscribe. And it supports the channel. And I really do appreciate that. Your general energy, jubilation. Your general energy is hooray, right? Eureka, I found it. All of that hard work, all of that all of your work ethic, all of your like physical efforts are resulting in such joy. And this, again, kind of reminds me of that dowsing rod, right? We're holding the ends, and it's pointing us to the joy. It's pointing us to the jackpot. It's pointing us to that pot of gold. In this situation, it's showing us that, hey, this is the thing that has such potential for you. Okay? There's also a connection with Northern Europe. I don't know if that means anything to you. Okay? It may be a physical location. Perhaps Northern Europe. The 3 is a peak experience. The 3 is your ability to understand the process of creation on the emotional plane. Just as this is the process of creation on the physical plane. You know what it takes to create something physically. You need time and money and materials. You need effort, right? You know, like you need dirt, you need water, and you need whatever, whatever the supplies are. I don't know how to make things. You know what sort of physical requirements are needed, what ingredients, right? And you know, similarly, which ingredients are required to really produce joy, to produce this peak experience, this momentous occasion in your life. This is going to be a real celebration for you. And I think you know it. And I think that I think Spirit's showing you that your absolute bliss is here in that Princess of Pentacles, even though it doesn't look like much. It's all in there. Yeah. And so this becomes the wish. This becomes the hope. This becomes kind of that excitement, the expectation almost, where we know, okay, this is going to be a blessing. This is going to be a miracle. This is happening. We get really, really excited about it, And I think for good reason. Because the very next card in your environment is, of course, your Empress. And this is a card that's talking about your relationships with the environment. So people, places, and things. Okay? How you relate to your environment. I think that you've always been the one to take care of things in life. That you've been the one to pay all the bills. You've been the one to take care of the house. You've been the one to raise the kids. You've been the one to sort of go to work and bring home the bacon, You've been the one to take care of other people when they're sick. You've been the one to water the plants, feed the pets, and take people to the doctor and do all these sorts of things. It's kind of like Spirit's way of saying, look, all of that care that you've given to the world, let the world give it back to you. Okay? In some ways, our big payday is just even being recognized for the work that we've done. The feeling of being appreciated, I think is somewhat understated in your life. So you're going to get more appreciation. Okay? There are things now happening around you that are going to take care of you. And this could be primarily financial. It could be that you've always been giving to others and being of service and helping others to your own sort of personal sacrifice. I think now that's being karmically rewarded. I think you're discovering this pot of gold and Spirit saying, you keep it. Okay? Whereas, perhaps you're the type of person that would find a pot of gold and would give it away to everybody. Maybe you'd keep enough for yourself to just take the bus home or something, but Spirit's telling you, no, you need this. It's yours this time. Sometimes we've got to keep it. All right. This is a situation, a relationship, whether it's with a person, a place, or a thing, or an idea, right? It could be an abstract noun. The potential is going to be realized. I think it's going to be beyond what you expected. Okay, we get a Princess of Pentacles, we think, all right, well, maybe we'll get like a 6 of Cups or a 6 of Pentacles or a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, and that'll be good. It's kind of like, yeah, this situation has a lot of potential. This is extraordinary. This is potential above and beyond what you would have thought was in here. Okay? You might think, yeah, this is a good investment. Maybe it'll help out a little bit. No, it's going to be astronomical. It's going to be major. This is some divine energy. Okay? I can't overstate the Empress enough. And the High Priestess is leading you to your Empress life. Whatever potential is inside of this is going to be realized and manifested around you. And you're being told, don't just sacrifice it. Don't give it all up. Don't let it go. Accept it. Surrender to it in a way, right? Surrender to your own sort of stature, your own grandeur, your own achievements. Surrender to your destiny. You're destined to be this kind of looks like a successful business person to me, right? Someone who is a titan of their industry. Surrender to it. It's your fate. You don't have to deny it. You don't have to give it away. It's your time now to achieve this. And you have to get over that river, right? We have to cross the great river of the hanged man. Because the hanged man maybe is so used to suffering that sometimes we just automatically assume the position, but no, wait, this is not suffering. This is not sacrifice. You're being told to take something within you, to keep it for yourself. And share it with your loved ones and this sort of thing. You're still a generous person, you know. But you don't have to give it up. You don't have to let it go. You're not doing anything to derail this thing. Again, there's those swords cards, right? So we don't have to expect suffering. We don't have to expect it to crash and burn. It's not going to this time. Yeah. And so the hanged man is saying, surrender to it. Surrender to the divine light, to that secret from your guardian angel, right? And just keep the mind out of it. Keep your mind quiet. And just go with the flow here. Flow with that current. Follow that starlight. Okay? And just let it guide you. Don't interfere with it. Okay? And the conclusion, as things wrap up, we get this mutable fire energy. This is water and fire. This is sort of looking back at the past and just saying, wow, it worked. I made it. I did it. Here I am. It's kind of like, it's unbelievable. But at the same time, it is very believable. You know, my daughter, I've got a 4-year-old daughter, my wife and I, and she does her tea leaf readings over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. All right, so go sub her page. Our daughter will say, you know, she'll be like, Dad, are you very surprised that I can tie my shoes or something? Because she's very proud of herself, you know. And she's like, are you so surprised that I know how to do this? And I look at her, I say, no, I'm not surprised. Because I know what you're capable of. I know what the potential is in you. I'm very proud of you. And I'm ecstatic and I'm overjoyed that you're doing these things. I'm not surprised though. Because I see it in you. I know that you can do these things. You know. So a surprise would be like, oh wow, I didn't think you were capable of tying your shoes. Well, here you are tying your shoes. I'm so surprised. Yeah. And so when you're looking back at this, I know I said that the Empress is kind of like, this is beyond our expectations. This kind of is a surprise, right? But it's really not. It's not. It's something that you've been always capable of doing. It's something that's always been within you. And now we're just manifesting that. You've always had this capability. Here it is realized. And you're proud of yourself for it. But now you're in that mode where it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not so surprised. And it's a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of pride. That's okay. Right? You deserve that. You need that. Yeah. What we need is our mystery card. Let's look at that mystery card now. How much you want to bet it's going to be some air energy, right? Never fails. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see. Of course, it's of course. I'm not going to ring the bell for that. There's no reason to. But the 10 of Swords, and this is important because this is sort of the plans getting ruined. This is kind of like, oh, we're back here in the Hanged Man, you know? This is a warning from Spirit saying, do not interfere. Do not let your human personality, your mind, your ego, ruin this for yourself. Don't sabotage yourself. Don't stab yourself in the back. Right? Wake up to the fact that, and sometimes I feel like this is almost tears of joy here. That someone's sort of waking up in the middle of the night and just bawling. Why would you do that? Why would you wake up in the middle of the night and just be bawling, right? Maybe you had a nightmare. Maybe maybe they're tears of joy, you know? I feel like this is a big message from Spirit that says, do not despair over this. Do not lament, right? Certainly do not interfere with this. It's kind of like you're already suffering for something that it hasn't even finished yet, you know? You're kind of already like crying over the defeat and over the loss. But no, this is going to be a win. So don't start crying over milk that hasn't spilled yet. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we're already anticipating our own failure. Let's not do that, okay? Because that will lead, of course, 9 of swords, 10 of swords. We're going to stab ourselves in the back. We're going to betray our own true self here. Yeah. So this is a big time warning to keep your swords out of it. Don't meddle in this flow of spiritual energy. Just succumb to it, yield to it, surrender to it. Go with that flow. Go with that current. And don't despair, because this is going to be the success that you've been working so hard to achieve. Okay? Don't sabotage yourself, right? 9 of swords. Because that leads, of course, to the 10 of swords, right? And with 10 of swords is that figure on the ground with all the swords in their back. We do that to ourselves. We stab ourselves in the back. It's a self-betrayal. Okay? This is one step short of that. Let's not do that. All right? So this is a very stern confirmation card. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo, Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. It's totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.